Something's not right.
Soldiers of all orders.
It has been 1 full week. Rugo, you awaken from the long sleep within the Bacta tank, one of many that you've taken throughout the week. Circles sprout in your vision as you exit. The liquid is falling from your now healed body. And there are echoes of the vivid dreams that fade as you begin to get dressed. What is Rugo thinking about as he gets dressed for the evening?
It's a good question. I think really what is in store for not just Rugo, but the Jedi in the Force. He feels better now, not amazingly so, but his lungs hurt, his ribs are healed. There's probably still some swelling, but should be down in a couple of hours or so. I think there's a sense of anxiety that comes with it. Being submerged in a Bacta tank for the first time usually has that accompanying any process that may come as well. But I think there are moments in the recovery of, I think, clouds of darkened vision, like eyes adjusting to light in not like the eyes still are calibrating incorrectly to light. There are still some patches of blurriness that come by as well that I think could throw off Rugo. But in an hour or two, it'll be all right. But when it comes to the contents of his thoughts, I think there is a sense of anxiety. It could also have been his body responding, and then accompanying the thoughts that his brain tries to conceptualize in some sort of narrative in his mind. But I think for Rugo, he sees it as only the Force trying to tell him something. He sees a friend, Jace, taken with the Order 66, those words that keep sort of repeating over and over. He also sees, I think there is a line of many Jedi that are standing behind Jace, as Jace loses an eye from the blaster shot. I think Jace falls out of frame, and then next is his master Ranthos falls out of frame, and then another, and then another, and then another, until, like a ladder, it falls, or like a rail maybe of some sort of track into the distance. That track then, I think, turns into some sort of, I think a light beam of some sort shoots up the track. It's white, a bright white at first, and then it starts to turn a cyan, and then a teal. And then Rugo grasps the rail and picks up and holds his light glaive close to him. There is another whisper of some of the masters just sort of bubbled through his mind for a moment, and with that glub of the Bacta, I think also he stirs out of it, colder, more uncomfortable than he'd like. When first starting to emerge in the tank, it was a warm comfort, but it's almost like a cold sweat. But after some time and some discomfort and many hours, I think his time is up in the tank, and someone, whoever it may be, retrieves him and gives him his robes and some clothes. And there's still this discomfort, this pain, I think, from it could be the oxygen or the mask may not have fit properly, but there's still some face aching, as well as the lungs trying to compensate for the underwater submerged breath. But he does recover, but it was more uncomfortable than he wanted.
Yeah, I think normally we would do rolls. You have to do resilience checks, but I mean, you basically, I would imagine, have spent the entire week in here, so you'll get, it would be, there's no way you wouldn't do it. So this would heal all of your wounds and most importantly the 2 crits that you have on you, because you stack them, remember?
And I stack them.
And you stack them. Yeah, I think you're coming to. It's a weird sensation because you're in there for a long time. It takes 24 hours in this thing to even give you a shot at attempting the resilience check to remove the crit. So I think you've probably just spent an enormous portion of this week in the back of the tank. It's up to you how much, but I think it has to be the majority of it. And it's strange. It's a bit like being in a sensory deprivation chamber. It's a huge sort of old back to tank as well. This isn't one of those nice new ones. Isn't the glass tube one that you see Anakin or Vader and Luke in. It is more like the one that you might see in the Boba Fett show, where you have to lay in it horizontally, and even that is a much nicer looking one than the old iron lung that you're in. But the effects seem to certainly have worked. Your wounds are healed, and I think at this point even the aching of the lung might be an almost phantom pain, just where you got so used to having it that way.
Right.
As you are recovered. The person does come in, helping you out, helping you stand and readjust and recalibrate, a Twi'lek woman, and I think you probably wander off to try and find the other 3. The sounds of the cantina downstairs drift up through a set of stairs, and I think as we see Rugo start to descend them, we kind of overtake and follow these stairs down through the diner and into a slightly more busy area. The chopping bond, which is the cantina and sort of motel basically that you guys have been staying in for the last week. The rest of the party members are sitting inside of a booth just on the inside of that doorway, probably nursing drinks. For all of you that, I mean, Rugo has spent a lot of time away from you guys this week, but in general, this cantina has been quite an interesting place to sit in and observe. Lots of visitors from all across the galaxy, maybe more than you would expect for such an out-of-the-way place on Ryloth. But most of the people that come through are only here for a few hours, one night at most, and don't really spend too much time here. And almost all of them are kind of unscrupulous types. There have been a few bar fights between pirates that you've watched, and I imagine not really intervened in. Nothing too horrific, but, you know, Cantina's got a cantina. As far as most places go, I think for all of you it's been a relatively uneventful week here. No Imperial presence whatsoever. And after you dropped off the cargo at the neighboring city last week, you would have taken an Airbus back. And Harg Tees and his droids have been repairing the extensive damage to your ship. Harg assures you it will be ready by this evening. Now this is always, again, this planet is tidally locked, so it's always daytime. But they still go by a 30-hour clock. And this evening will be coming up within an hour or two for you here. All of your expenses were fully paid up. You brought the cargo and the truck mostly in good condition. So it seems like Harg Tees has been happy to cover the expenses for food. You've had breakfast and dinner paid for. Maybe a short exploration of some of the areas of the town here. The place is very hot. You're basically in a desert, so any sort of exploration is limited. Being outside for too long is just unbearable. And going outside of city limits is straight up dangerous, which you experienced yourselves. Not only is there gangs and these swoop gangs, but a lot of dangerous desert creatures out there that will eat you. And I think the three of you are just simply awaiting for Rugo as he spends this last day in the Bacta tank before presumably you reclaim your ship and leave to wherever you might be heading next, or whatever your plans might be. I don't know if you guys have come up with a plan, or if you have discussed anything, or if we need to see a scene that happened during the week about what you guys are planning on doing next. But I thought this would be a good opportunity to float that for me and the viewers to find out.
If that's the case, I'm gonna get changed then.
I think I've been pretty moody and probably not around much, but maybe the past couple of days I've been spending more time in the public areas. And my suggestion would have been we should try and get another job. There's a lot of improvements we can make to that ship, and it's going to cost a lot of money. We've got almost none right now, and he paid us a lot. So maybe we can get another job.
Not here, though. Can't be here. We gotta move. Might I remind you of the monster that is chasing us? We stranded him on that planet, but only gonna stay there for so long. Someone's gonna realize that their dog is missing.
Someone's going to realize that their dog is missing, but they're going to need time to repair that ship or come and pick him up. We might have enough time for one more job. And what kind of upgrades were you thinking, Dex?
Well, there's another hard point on the ship. We can get another gun on there. Not sure what else, but haven't really had the time to look it over.
there's a lot of stuff, and I'm just gonna intervene here with some
Yeah.
boring mechanical stuff because it's probably a thing that you're curious about. Obviously, there's a hard point that you can attach weapons to, but there's all sorts of stuff here. There's like armored computer cores. There is a there's a gunner droid brain that you could attach. There's security measures and updates and things like that you can do. There's cloaking devices, physical countermeasures and electronic countermeasures, shields and shield overcharges, shield generators, smuggling compartments, things like hollow tanks, missiles, drills, crazy stuff like that. There's quite a lot of random things that you can attach to this, and of course lots of different types of weapons.
I would like to say that me, out of character, I'm extremely excited about all that, and
Yeah,
that is
they're all-
super cool.
Stuff is pretty expensive. Most of the general attachments are around 1,000 to 5,000 credits.
Right.
Weapons are a bit more expensive, but you can get some for a little cheaper, but you're looking at sort of 5 to 10,000 credits.
How does that hard point work on our particular ship? Who would control that gun? Is it another turret? Is it like a front-facing gun that the pilot or co-pilot can control? You know?
I think it depends what you buy. There's so many different weapons. But I think if you attach another hard point on this thing, it acts as another one that is a thing that can see in a full arc. But I mean, maybe it's just a thing that you can we can look into more. But
Right. Okay.
yeah, I think for that ship, it's got the full arc, which is much more useful than things that are just mounted on the front. Like front-facing things are for little one-man starfighters for the most part.
Yeah, I think I would suggest a weapon or better shields, and I think I would also say something like, or we could maybe look into getting a different ship that better suits our purpose. That's probably, the ship we have is probably worth quite a bit.
Yeah, but we also banged it up real good and got it fixed, and they probably aren't using exactly standard grade materials, if you catch my
Well, it
meaning.
might also be better than when we got it. You never know. Might be worth something trading in. I mean,
That's possible. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
there's
not
something
bad
to be
ship.
said about the creature following us and him knowing what ship we're in.
Yeah.
There's that too. The description could be out there. I mean, even if we're selling it at a discount, we've got to be able to get at least 35,000 credits for it, I'd say. But and you know, maybe we can find something that's better for us. It's at least worth a look around, or asking.
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
It's worth looking into at least. And
Aye.
at least we know that he can be trusted for a job.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to go through the trouble of... How about you look into maybe what you want, upgrades and or maybe other ships, and see what's available, and then we see how much we need. And then we can worry about the jobs after that and how much time it's going to take.
Right.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So out of character, this conversation's happening right now when we have an hour before we leave, or are we saying this happened a couple days ago?
I think we can say that this
Ruger's in the
happened.
pocket.
Yeah, I'd say this can happen right after we successfully completed the job, and now you've had a week to figure out what ship is available and or upgrades you want, because then we can go ahead and accept a job and figure out how much we need, if everybody else is okay with that.
Yep.
Okay.
There's plenty of work that you can pick up in this place. We'll just say there hasn't been anything this week. But there's always work that comes in and goes. Hog Tease, the guy that's fixing up the ship and owns the spaceport, seems to always have work. It tends to be on the more dangerous side. The owner of the chopping barn, the bar woman Laega, who looks suspiciously like Leah, is doesn't seem to be interested in hiring outsiders, but she has quite a few people that work for her here, so it doesn't seem like there's much work for them. And this place acts like a sort of out of the way town. Most people are just self-sufficient, so the work here is like few and far between, but there is some stuff that you can have ended up doing. Would any of you have ended up working for Hog Tease during the week, doing absolute bitch work around the spaceport?
Yeah, I would have.
Carrying, loading, helping, just night shifts of security.
Yeah, I would have.
Doing
sure.
nothing. Okay.
I probably would have done the night shift stuff.
We'll say Rugo probably couldn't have done because he was healing his wounds. Okay, so that means you guys actually earned some money.
Wonderful.
You guys will get each of you roll me a D2. We'll just do it this way, I think. Hop, you made 500 credits. Dax, you made 250. Nuada, you made 500 credits.
Okay.
Okay. Rugo appears in the doorway, one side of the bar here. This place has a front entrance, the cantina, and then a side entrance that also connects to the diner and the motel levels. Rugo, as you appear, the people in the bar kind of fall silent. At the same time as Rugo appears in his doorway, some swoop bike gang members appear in the other doorway, wearing black vests with a strange sort of image of a skeletal blurg, which is a two-legged land mammal, embroidered on each of them. Each of you immediately would recognize that these are the Black Nova riders. Leading the pack is a Twi'lek, a very strong-looking woman with green and yellow skin, a bandana around her head, and Leku. She scans the bar quite quickly and then smiles a little as her eyes come to rest on your booth. She puts her hands on her hips, but one is quite close to the heavy blaster on her hip. And she says, so you're the ones. She raises her hands and does a sort of motion with them. She takes a few steps forward, not too close, but enough that she's fully inside the establishment. A few gang members appear in the doorway behind her. Rugo, there's a couple more that appear behind you at the side exit, and you feel a blaster pushed into the small of your back. She says, Now, before you all get jumpy, is anyone interested in a quick chat? There's like a few people in the bar that scatter. They kind of move to the darkened area at the back, and a few of them just keep their heads down, looking at their drinks as if they're the most interesting thing in the entire world.
Am I in a towel right now?
You can be dressed, or you can be in a towel. It's entirely up to you. You tell me.
I would like to ask, is it possible that in the confusion of people running out and running
They're not
around...
running out. There's no confusion.
There's no...
It's one of those moments where everyone goes quiet, and then a couple of people
And they look down at
and a
their
couple of
drink,
people just
and
very
they're
casually
like,
walk
don't
into
look
the
at me,
back.
don't look at me, don't look at me.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
I will make direct eye contact and gesture to an open seat at the table.
She looks back at a particularly large member of the group, and the two of them start walking forward. He steps a little back, and she walks over to your booth. The three of you, who's sitting where, and where's the empty seat?
Doesn't matter to me.
When she gets there, I'd like to stand up.
She stops before you do anything and looks at
Yeah,
you.
we gotta figure out who's sitting where, or does it
Right,
matter?
I'm just saying that I would stand up when she gets there. So I'd have to be on the edge of one of the spots.
I imagine that you're on the edge anyway, like with your back to the wall. Because you would probably insist on having that spot.
I would
would
be on
assume
the
anyway.
I'd be very
opposite.
annoying about it.
Yeah.
Hop would be on the opposite side of the table as Dax.
I call inside. I call inside.
So I guess
Come on
I'm
then.
in the middle, inside, feet on the hump.
Yeah.
That's me.
She looks you up and down, Dax, and says, I wasn't expecting you to be so young. Such skilled pilots. Gunners.
Is that the extent of the chat?
No. You killed 2 of my boys.
And 4 of your boys tried to kill and rob us.
Did they?
Turnabout's fair play.
We didn't attack you, you attacked us.
Are we gonna play this game?
We got a ship that says other, or a vehicle that says otherwise, or had. You know.
I require compensation.
No, you don't. Because if you do, then we do. And I don't think you want to play this game with us. And I will negotiate with her.
I don't know if that was negotiation.
Well, I mean,
that was
like, it's
And how's that for a deal?
negotiating, but like
Right.
I'm just doing a firmer negotiating with somebody that I know isn't gonna be like, yeah, let's
Very
have
good
tea.
confusion.
Yeah, I
I don't know.
You know, I'm not like.
Yeah.
It is a back and forth. I'm not saying like, I don't know, I'll roll whatever you want me to roll, but in my brain, it's like you use different tactics with different folk, right?
Right.
And she's not the type that is gonna, you know, it's more like, you know that you were trying to rob us. We know that you were trying to rob us. Let's, you know, stop fucking around. And also, if you want compensation, then we want compensation. It's a back and forth. I'm ready for her to barter with me, but
Yeah,
I can do whatever you want.
Let's trade ships. How about you take our ship and we'll take yours? Please tell me a better ship.
Okay.
Well, you got to start at a firm spot for there to be a spot to go. So
Right,
I am intending on, you know, I don't know, doing a back and forth with her, but I will roll whatever you want me to.
You can roll me a this is going to be a contested check, and
Okay, like cool
you've got to
or
be
presence or
3 successes
triumph.
and a triumph when you can roll
That's great.
you can roll negotiation.
Okay. Great, wonderful. What's the other option?
Streetwise.
What would you? Oh, I see. Or like, coercion? Not really. That's not really what this is either.
Important question, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have my lightsaber here?
I mean, it depends. You tell me what you have on you.
Okay.
All right.
Should I?
Are you in a
use
towel or did you get dressed and come
Right.
down?
If I have my lightsaber, then I have my armor. But if I don't have my lightsaber, then I'm in a towel because if I don't have my lightsaber, I might as well be naked.
Yeah, you
Um,
tell me.
I think this would be a cool scene if I just was making my way back. Like I am still wrapped in blanket and in towel.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me just read this.
Which is terrifying, but that's what happens.
I'm just reading my skill tree real quick. Because there is something I think it's just charm or deception or coercion. Okay. I will use a light side point to do an upgrade. Should I even bother, guys? It's triumph and 3 successes.
No. It's
You think I should just let it go and roll?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're trying to beat this.
Yeah. 3 successes and a triumph.
I mean, you might as well try, right? I mean, why
you
not?
probably have
Well,
to
there is
get
no
the-
try. I'm either
There is
going
no
to do it
try.
or
Do it or
not
not.
going to do it.
Exactly. Then
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
And then use a light
Cool.
side.
I'll use a light side
what
for an
happens.
upgrade. That'll be great.
There is no try.
Okay. I can't look. I'm just gonna roll it.
Wow.
Holy shit!
3 successes and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 advantages. Remind myself about how that
Now
calculates.
what this
then,
means.
because that it might be that it actually works. But I have to remind myself of the. Of how that fucking works.
And if
out,
you in
yeah.
chat are confused, just look up. It's pinned in the chat.
I think, well, how it goes with initiation is successes go before advantages, right?
This is an opposed check.
Yeah.
So,
Because in initiative, triumphs don't matter either.
yeah, but I have to.
Can't imagine that it's
They do.
the
They
same.
count as success.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, here,
Advantages
obviously,
don't,
a
but-
triumph is way over what I rolled, I think, anyway. So he's just looking it up.
I'm pretty sure you've lost, but I'm just checking.
I
'Cause
appreciate it.
What you're supposed I play it differently. I have my own rule.
Yep.
Which is
That's good.
just straight up opposed checks, but normally you convert them into a difficulty, but I don't do that because it just seems like an extra pointless step.
Fair.
Yeah, you're gonna lose the check itself, but you do still claim those advantages. I think
What
she
can I turn
smiles
those advantages
at
into?
you.
Sure.
She likes you. That's what. But she says, "You seem like good people. I can't imagine that you would want to not only get yourselves killed, but everyone in this shithole of a bar."
How does that profit you? I imagine it would piss off Leah. I'm just going to say Leah because I don't know her actual name.
Diego.
I can't imagine that she would take too kindly to that either.
She doesn't seem to be doing anything about it right now.
You strike me as smart. And a businesswoman. How about we do a job that needs doing, and you compensate us a little less?
You want to work for me.
Well, we both need to be compensated, right? It's a middle ground. Give us a job that maybe is a little bit harder.
She looks around at some of the other riders. The majority of them seem to be Twi'lek. The big guy next to her looks like he's maybe human, but he's enormous. And she says, "What do we think, boys? She did call me smart." A few of them laugh. You hear him kind of rumble. Behind you, Rugo, you feel the blaster pull away from the small of your back for a moment as the distraction takes place. She says, I don't know if I'm smart. What I am is a killer. How do I know I can trust you? If I'm going to set you on a task for us.
I can't imagine you are certain you can trust anybody that you employ in the beginning. But if we don't deliver, then you can do what you do best.
Okay. How about this? You three sat here with your clothing on. You'll do a task for me. And we'll keep a gun pointed on that one. When you bring it back, we'll let him and you go.
Depends
Sorry,
on the
can I
job. We
lean?
might need him. I'm in the middle of a negotiation, Dex. I will step on your toe. No, I'm just kidding. Do not
Thanks.
fuck this
Deal
up.
was,
I didn't
you
know.
get the inside.
I didn't
You
hear
get the
what.
bench inside, and I get to talk. That
I
was
didn't
I
hear
was
what he
gonna
said.
lean down and say something in your ear.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Tell her we need 4 for the job, and if she wants, she can step in.
I just did that.
No, you didn't. You didn't suggest
I said
her
we.
taking the
I said
police.
it. Well, I said it depends on the job. So I'll just nod at you, or I sort of acknowledge what you've said, and I'm going to continue making eye contact with her. So I don't ever look at you. I'm still looking at her, but I do hear what you say. Depends on the job. We might need him. Full crew. We wouldn't ask you to do something potentially deadlier than you're used to without your full crew.
Right. Can you all pilot ships?
We each have our specialty.
Wasn't what I asked.
Who can actually pilot? It's just Dax and
I can, not well.
Technically,
right?
you can all pilot.
Yeah,
yeah,
It's just
technically
the-
we all
the
can,
levels
but
of,
she's asking if we're good pilots. Okay. Yeah, we can all fly. Some of us better than others.
Right. Great.
So it's flying you need then?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Very good. Okay. How about this? You get to keep your ace pilot over there in his little towel. And until you do the job, we'll keep your ship. Pathfinder, is it?
Well, as you know, the repairs aren't done, so we're not going anywhere.
They looked quite done to me.
Did they?
I knew
You
it.
said it wasn't going to be done until later. Good to know.
Yes, well. I can be quite persuasive when I want to get my own way.
I see. Park yourself outside the ship. That's where we'll meet you when the job's done. So,
Right.
brass tacks. What do you need?
There's an Imperial shipment. It's
I
due to
try
be-
really hard not to smile, but
Do you know-
I want to fuck the Imperial so hard. So yeah, okay.
do you want to make a check?
A job I would love doing anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, slight
Sure, yes.
blush.
What check is it?
You could also even go,
Are you trying
yes.
to conceal? You trying to conceal how you look?
No, I think I could roll for that, but I think narratively it's cooler if she sees just a slight little smirk of
Yeah.
enjoyment. I'm gonna enjoy
Yeah.
this. So, yeah.
Yeah, she cocks her head. Yes. The contents of this shipment we discovered would greatly benefit our group. So, we'd like it if you could get that shipment for us.
And what would our compensation be?
Well,
Albeit a
first of
little
all-
less than normal.
First of all, you all get to live. You get to save all the worthless lives in here. You can have your ship, and you can leave.
And why do we care about all the little worthless lives in here? This I'm gonna have to roll for later, but I'm still trying to negotiate.
She says,
Listen, I spent 6 months working under politicians, man. I can do this. I believe. I'm actually sweating in real life, bro.
she says,
You're like a towel.
she kind of turns her head again and looks you up and down, glances at Rugo, glances at Dax, and says, "How old are you? 20? Younger?
Does it matter?
I suppose not. Listen, I suppose you could do it for the joy and the thrill. You can do it so that you don't end up taking a severe beating. You can do it so that we don't keep your ship. And you can do it just to keep your sorry little lives. I don't care.
I'm gonna look around the room, and this is the first time I break eye contact with her. I'm definitely sizing up the other people in the room to see if we can take them, I guess. She's the leader of a gang, but we did just demolish like 4 of her party members, I guess, gang members.
Yeah. This is probably just a perception check, to be honest. You can justify maybe streetwise if you wanted. And we'll make
I'll
it
do
a
perception.
difficulty. You have a little experience. Difficulty 2.
Okay. Nothing,
Nothing.
I think. Nothing. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Kind of hard to tell. You always have the element of surprise in that currently 3 of you have
Yeah.
lightsabers and Jedi abilities.
And she thinks we're kids that can't really hold
She
our
thinks
own, I
that
guess.
you're, she's kind
Yeah.
of glanced at Hop a couple of times, who looks a little more older and experienced, a little more rugged.
Oh, shit. I'm supposed to... I thought so. Remove 1 difficulty per rank of keen-eyed and perception and vigilance checks. So that should have only been at 1 difficulty. Should I roll again?
Yep.
That's
Oh,
right.
Sorry.
Broken pool. Roll again.
Okay. Sorry, I know that's annoying because we were already moving on in the
Nope.
narrative, but...
It's the
Hey.
rules.
Rolls are rolls.
The rules we made up that I am enforcing.
1 success and 2 advantages. Yeah, you and this is kind of hard information to give you because I don't really know how to balance this game at all. So
okay, yeah.
At the moment, I mean, Rugo doesn't have any of his stuff, so that puts you at an immediate disadvantage.
Speaking
You
of
can tell
balance,
that
I'm
he
in a
doesn't
towel.
have any.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that a lightsaber under your towel?
Actually, it's a light staff.
With the fucking giant bayonet attached to it, and you just keep it under a towel with you,
Jesus Christ.
tucked under you in the leg.
No, that's not the staff.
Yeah, one of these guys, she has a heavy blaster pistol on her hip. You can see that her gloves, she's got like biker's gloves, and they've got big metal chunks on them that would probably hurt if they hit you. There is, how many of these guys is there in total? There are 4 other riders that are currently in the bar. Each of them has a blaster pistol of their own. And then there's this really big guy who's quite a big chunky dude. And he has a, what is the equivalent of a shotgun in Star Wars. A slug thrower.
The worst thing for a Jedi. Got it.
Rifle with you know, like probably like a spread. The riders themselves, they don't seem like much. They don't have like, I mean, you guys have taken on clone troopers, and they're trained militant types. These guys are back alley brawlers in a a fist fight, you'd probably lose. But bringing out your own blasters, weapons, and if you factor in the force and lightsabers, and again, this is up to you if you guys want to be using lightsabers, and all of the attention it might bring. So I'm always going to just factor in that.
Yeah.
But this would really come down to some RNG.
I see.
This is probably relatively well balanced. Should you all suddenly ignite and just start using the force, you'd probably throw these guys about. But if they get off some lucky shots, or if that slug thrower hits you, something like that, you could end up injured.
Feel
but
like...
I mean,
I also have none of my stuff, so that also helps probably size things up. We're going, oh.
Yeah,
that was
but
the
I
first
think
thing
like
I
I think
for a reason.
what's
Yeah,
super
yeah.
interesting about it is that she's looking at us like we're children and beneath her, and I'm looking back at her like we're equals. And I think like when I'm trying to negotiate, when she says you get to keep your life, and I'm looking around like, okay, well, it's a toss up for you too. I think that kind of has a, I don't know. That's why I asked. Okay, so yes, sorry.
If I could, yeah.
Mhm.
Brad, Dax has observed a lot of negotiations with criminal types, back alley dealings, things like that. I would like to use my streetwise to see if I've seen any tells or cues that might lead me to believe that they're definitely going to betray us. Like they plan on
Yeah,
killing
what
us
do I
either way.
do with those advantages that I got, Brad? Like, how do I use them? Are you just going to narratively provide? Because that's fine. I just don't know if there's something I'm supposed to be doing to be
I just
like, I would
kinda-
like this or like that.
I just factored it in, and
Okay. Yep. That's fine
gave
then.
you
I would
an-
much
an
prefer
im-
you
an
give me.
improved
Yep.
success.
Yep.
gave
I would
you
much rather you just narratively tell me
decent
rather than.
amount of information on your chances against these guys.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Dax, make me a and you're looking for tells. Make me a difficulty 3 streetwise check then.
All right.
Can I
Really
aid
sorry.
him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What
So
did you
that's,
say? I heard you say I'm sorry.
Boost. Yeah, I said I was gonna say I'm really sorry to the rest of my party, but I think this is important, so I'm gonna use a light side.
Oh, don't be sorry.
Not to do an upgrade.
They're there so we can use them, and then Brad can use them, and then come back to us so we can use them.
2 successes,
Nice.
3 advantages. I'll give you this. She seems supremely confident right now. She's like not at all bothered. She couldn't be less afraid of you. I think every now and then her eyes flick to the bar and then flick to Hop more than it flicks to the 3 of you. The fact that you are young,
Of course.
I think, is the thing that's just, you guys are not really armored up in any traditional way. You don't have like the look of like battle hardened veterans, and there's no way that, I'm assuming all of you have your lightsabers and stuff concealed, so she just seems extremely confident. The only time she seems unconfident is you notice that she hasn't once mentioned or spoken to Hop. I think she's wary of Hop. She gets the sense of, if there were 4 Hops here, it would be a different conversation because of how
But there
Hop
are
looks.
4 hops here.
There are, but she doesn't
But she
know.
just doesn't know it. Yeah, which is our advantage, I think, personally.
Yeah.
But
And when she mentioned Laega, the Twi'lek that owns the bar, I think you get the sense that she wasn't massively confident that she wouldn't suffer some sort of retaliation maybe
Retribution,
from this bar, or maybe the town. The town that you've been here for a week, and you can tell the town really likes this place. It's a feel-good location. It's still a kind of rundown cantina. It's still a hive of scum and villainy to a degree, but also there isn't much in this town. There's really not a lot going on. Again, this is kind of one of those out of the way Tatooine towns looking places, so there's not much. But really, she seems extremely confident. And the way that everyone has reacted, and the fact that you guys already have information on this gang, they're pretty strong. They're pretty influential in the area in that they're feared.
Yeah.
So she doesn't seem worried at all, honestly.
But there's no indication of betrayal.
I mean, I don't think these guys... I don't think you get the sense that...
I don't think they
They would or
probably
they
expect
wouldn't.
we'll actually pull it off. I think they
don't-
think we're going to get killed.
Yeah, I don't think it seems necessarily that they're going to actively try and betray you, but I think you get the sense that they wouldn't give a fuck if they did. Like, you could go and do this job and come back and your ship is gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ship
I
is
suppose-
worth a pretty penny.
Yeah.
In and of itself. But it depends, I guess, and this would come down to probably your own intuition on what this Imperial transport has in it. If it's worth more than your ship, then
Yeah.
it makes sense for them to stay.
That's the question. Yeah.
But it doesn't... I don't know if you really get too much of a sense, because she looks like she could go either way with it, if that makes sense. Which isn't a great answer on a success, but is also just the answer. So
You could
do
ask her
anything,
what's. You could ask her what's in the crate and then read her response. She may say no. She may say a lie, but you could try to read the response.
I think I lean over. I'm standing up still, and I lean down to Nuada and I say, sure you already know this, but there's absolutely no way we can trust them to do this job. They're just as likely to fly away with our ship as they are to kill us or let us live.
Still making eye contact with the gang leader, Miranda.
That's her.
Yep. And I say coolly, and if you want me to roll for it, I will. But I say, we're not afraid of you. So you either want to do business with us and make your life easier, or you don't. Either this job is difficult and you'd rather send us out than your own people, and you're going to pay us for it, perhaps maybe a little less for your people lost and damage to your bikes, or you're not.
Can I, to help with her role, could I do like a coordination check while she's saying that, to like flip my knife? I have a combat knife. Like, is that intimidation or coordination, you think?
I think you can roll
Alright.
coordination. That if you fuck it up, then you fuck it up, you know? And that...
Yeah, I'm
that
not
does-
necessarily trying to intimidate.
does
I'm
what
just
it
trying to
does,
remain
so.
cool and confident.
Yeah.
Cool as a cucumber.
Dags make a coordination difficulty 1, and I'll use a dark side point on that because I think it'd be hilarious if you fail. And Nuada you wanted to make a negotiation check?
Or cool to maintain my chill.
Or
Holy
a core.
shit, bro.
You know what? Yeah, you can make a cool check, but you also have a dark side point, so you can upgrade the difficulty. And that
difficulty.
would be a difficulty of... How many times have you ever had this kind of an encounter?
Honestly, I think it's just a negotiation of a different type. I think doing heavy negotiation with politics and planets and people and lives at stake are pretty intense for me. Obviously, this is like, street level, we're fighting for our lives, but to Nuada, it's the same as when you're fighting for a whole planet or a whole sector full of lives that are going to be affected by a policy. So I think it's just another day at the office for her.
Yeah.
Especially if I think it's up to RNG whether we survive or not without lightsabers. So
Yeah.
I think I would be
So
a little bit more confident.
before you roll, Dax, you succeeded.
Oh no.
Got 3 advantages, and then a despair. A despair is like a natural one. It's a critical failure. So they're all in this.
They're all here.
What happens?
I think I've got what happens. I think I'm flicking my knife, and it's pretty smooth. It looks pretty good. And when I catch it one time, it lands directly in my palm, and I take 1 wound.
Yeah.
But I'm able to conceal it from them so they don't see it.
Yeah, okay. That's the 3 advantages can be that you conceal it, you take the wound from the
Immediately covered
despair,
up on your head.
and the success is a success, which means this is only a 2
Which
difficulty
means I get okay.
for Nuado.
It's pretty bad.
All right.
But remember to upgrade the difficulty with the dark
Yep,
side.
got
point.
it. Does anybody else have a cool as a thing that can assist?
I do have a cool.
I mean, do you
I
have
don't know
the
how much
check
cooler
mark?
I can look right now.
No, I mean,
But
do you
I
have the
can
cool
help.
checkbox? Because it could
That's what I'm
provide
saying.
me with. Oh yeah. Okay, then yeah. All right.
Yeah, I think I'm
Just
just
making sure.
naturally cool. Yeah, I can help
Okay.
you, but I mean,
Cool. All right then. I will go ahead
look over at
and roll
me and
to
my
be
head, and
cool
a
as
breeze
a fucking
blows my hair
cucumber.
for a second.
I can't look, dude. Should I use the light side? I feel like this is important. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Want
use
the
the
force
light
guide
side.
you.
I gotta do it, bro. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
use the light side.
Uh-huh,
We have
uh-huh.
them to spend them, so don't even apologize.
Sure.
Just do them.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
So unlucky. That's the most
That's
That's a
unlucky roll
really good
Oh.
roll.
I've ever
Oh.
seen.
Just a,
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Kinda wish
what's
I
the
grabbed my
setback dice? That's not correct. You're
yeah,
supposed to
you
upgrade.
don't have a black die on this.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Hey, look at
So we get to
that.
roll
Yes.
Hey, thank you for screwing it up.
So you remove the
Okay.
setback
My
and take
bad.
the upgrade.
My favorite rule.
Okay,
Much
two,
better.
2 successes.
It could have been real bad.
3
It could have been
advantages.
so bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good thing we had a cancel there. So what canceled that? That was
It's the fact that I
Um,
did a setback instead of an upgrade, which actually makes a difference. So it's good.
She looks you up and down and says, right. Okay. How about this? You bring to me the cargo, and I'll give you 1,500 credits each.
Okay, now I need.
It's really good cargo.
Yeah, it must be really good. But I need to think about, because I don't usually do this.
While you're thinking about it, can I
Yeah.
check to see if she's a big fat liar about this deal?
Do you have a big fat liar check? Anybody have that
I
check?
do. It would be,
I
I
mean-
believe it's streetwise.
Well,
You
but
do have a big
I
fat
think
liar
I
check.
could also technically use my advantages for that to be like, because I'm like trying to remain cool and negotiate. I would imagine that I'd be able to tell if she's. I mean, if I roll well, I'd be able to tell if she's fucking lying or not.
Yeah. She isn't lying.
Okay.
She also isn't being entirely honest with you about something.
Of course, the cargo. I would imagine.
Yeah. She's probably definitely still undercutting us, which is still.
Yeah. Oh, well, I offered for her to undercut us a little because we killed
Right.
her people.
Yeah. Oops.
So
How dare we?
we're doing a job and we're getting paid for it, but it's just not as much as we would normally. And she's getting something she wants. So I don't know how. Let me actually just roll really quickly. I'm gonna roll a d20. It'll make my decision for me.
Here's some out of character fun. We
Okay,
just get information.
mm.
Whatever we know it's in the crate or whatever we experience is still information, which is still cool.
I would like to use my foresee ability.
Okay.
I want to see what's
One's
in the crate.
feeling Foresee.
Roll a foresee ability.
I want to see what's in the crate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh! Oh wait, why did it roll?
Because you still have all your things at the top.
I'm so sorry.
It's 2 light
Do you-
side and a dark.
yeah. Yeah.
Are we not re-rolling it? Is
Here's
this
what
where we
happens.
Change the roll.
Here's what happens. Rugo. It has been 1 full week. You awaken from the long sleep within the Bacta tank. Circles sprout in your vision as you exit. The liquid falling from your healed body. Echoes of the vivid dreams play and fade as you get out and dress. What is Rugo thinking as he gets dressed and prepared for the evening?
I think he's
You remember everything that just happened.
Oh. So I think I think the mask bubbles still, and then he sort of struggles under the tank for a moment, and then I think an assistant comes and helps him out. Thank you. And I grab my things and I start to run toward the cantina.
Okay, yeah. You go running towards the cantina.
And feet slapping on the pavement.
Yeah.
Could you make that sound for us?
The sounds of the cantina fill your ears.
Yeah. Immediately get a flashback to a blaster behind my back.
Rushing downstairs. Give me actually, you know what? You don't need to give me any check. You as you come running downstairs, you can see out onto the sort of the street area, and you can see 2 swoop bikes pull up. With the 2 guys that were standing behind you before.
So I see them.
Yeah, you're running down the stairs from upstairs,
Okay.
down through the diner, and then to
Yeah, and
the
I can
thing. And you rush
There's like
in,
an exposed spiral staircase maybe, and that's why I could
you
see
can see out. Yeah.
see out into the day or whatever, and then I go back into the compartment. That's the diner. Yeah, I will. I sort of stop for a moment and I see the swoop bikes. I hear, and I probably hear that noise, and then I look up, and I see, and I recognize, and I continue, and I start to yes.
Did you get dressed this time?
No, I'm still in a towel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was the other.
Still no weapons. Still
there
in
is-
the
there-
towel. Okay.
Well, 'cause my stuff isn't here. I think that's still like on the ship. I don't know if I just was
No,
like,
we
here's
took
all my
of our
stuff in
stuff
the
off
room.
the
We
ship.
took
No, we
everything.
took
We have
all of our
rooms.
ship stuff off the
Would
ship,
be in
and
our
it
room.
would be in your room.
I think now does that change anything? No, I grabbed my stuff. I don't have it on me, but I have it.
Yeah. You're not wearing
I'm
it,
still.
but you have it out.
I'm not wearing it, but
it's
it's yeah. And I run downstairs, and then I want to just call out to them, or maybe Rota, Dex, up. And it's just like from the doorway. I'm trying to just like get their attention, and I'm in a towel.
Is he in a towel?
Yeah. I get up and head over to him. It looks urgent. Question, Brad, do I remember any of this?
No.
Or no? Awesome.
Right.
Fuck yeah. Bro. Okay.
It hasn't
Then
happened.
yeah. Yeah.
If you go over to him, I think you're on the inside, so I
Yeah.
would get up.
You'd have to get up. Yeah. Come on, he looks upset.
Yeah, what's going on? I think Dax is immediately concerned if he's running towards us that there's
Yeah.
an issue. with us. We're about to get attacked.
All my stuff. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, he's got all of his shit.
So I'm looking out the windows. I'm looking to see if someone's coming inside.
There is. A moment later, a bunch of figures appear. 2 in the doorway to the right that Rugo just came running in, and 4 in the main entrance.
Start to put on my pants.
You see, yeah, he's getting changed just behind the thing. You see,
Right behind the bar.
you see a Twi'lek woman step in, and she kind of scans the bar and then glances at Rugo getting changed, and then smiles and says, "Ah, so you're the ones." She puts her hands on her hips for a second, and then raises her hands and takes a few steps forward. Not too close, but enough that she's just inside the establishment. The gang members kind of spread out in the doorway behind her. Yeah, you go. You have a quick huddle.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Noada, and I'm just gonna like nod while this woman approaches, and just to get Noada's attention. But I think like
Yeah, I look.
the look
immediately-
is
well,
like
I'm looking at you because you were upset. You were like,
Yeah.
you know, and you're getting dressed.
okay. So they
Yeah.
haven't even approached to address us yet, to interact with us.
They're doing
Okay.
it
They're
right
on their
now.
way.
She goes,
Yeah.
"Now, before
Yeah.
you get all jumpy, is anyone interested in a quick chat?"
I'm just like looking very concerned at Noada, and I'm trying to just relay with my mind or my eyes that this situation's bad, or that. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else that Ruga would be able to communicate, but I think he's just like, this is just he's anxious, and this is the moment.
Okay. I'm so
you'd
sorry,
probably be
but
able to
nothing
recognize
changes.
Yeah, of course.
I would do
right.
everything the same.
No, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Changes
I'm not,
with me.
yeah, as Cord, I'm not saying, hey, change everything you're about to do. That's just what
Yeah,
Ruga does.
No,
Yeah.
I would have if you had given me certain bits of information, like they
But-
want an Imperial shipment or something like that. I would have
Right,
changed my
right.
negotiation tactic, but you just look scared,
But
and so I'm like,
I-
yes, okay.
I think
Got it.
that change, though, would make Hop talk speak before you can, because you're distracted by Rugo.
Okay.
I also have a change.
Sure.
If possible, Brad, when I see them coming in, would I be able to immediately sit down at the bar, put my hood up, and start nursing a drink that might be left there?
They've
and
already seen us
full
and
stealth?
talked to us. So you could, but they have seen us and talked to us.
Well, I didn't get a chance to say anything, but all right, yeah.
You mean you're doing this as soon as Rugo appears?
No. As soon as I see them coming in, I feel like that would be my reaction, is to
Right, while they
try
were
and
scanning everything.
blend in.
Yeah, give me a stealth check with a 3 difficulty. Yeah, you slip away quickly, hood up, sit at the bar. She
Lucky Brad
approaches
didn't let you keep your old role.
while you're keeping you're getting changed, and she says, "You know, I wasn't expecting you to be so young. Such skilled pilots and gunners."
They're more agile when they're younger. Get from place to place faster than us old folk.
Yes, I suppose that remains to be seen. Well, I have it on good information that you killed 2 of my boys. I require compensation.
Couldn't have been. When was this?
We didn't attack you, you attacked us. That compensation can come in one of 3 ways. 1, you all die here right now. 2, you pay me for the swoops and the loss of earnings from my 2 most prized riders. Let's say 3,000 credits. Or 3, I suppose you could do a little job for me. And before you think you can get out of here and scamper off to your ship, Pathfinder, I believe, right? You think you can scuttle off of Ryloth like a cowardly group of womp rats? Know that I already have your ship. So what's it going to be?
Couldn't have been that prized if they're dead. So how much compensation we talking about here? Doesn't seem to be that much. No offense.
She looked around at the other bikers, and they kind of grumble a little. You hear one of them unclip something from his belt. Very well.
Easy. We're all talking. We're all friendly here.
Oh, none of us are friendly. All right. You seem to be in charge here. How about I kill these two, and then we're even?
Nah. Not even.
Well, they can't mean much to you.
They mean money to me. Credits.
Right.
You want to have a conversation. The clock's a ticking.
Yes.
Right, every
swoop
moment you
riders
threaten me.
were also worth credits. 3,000.
Wow. Certainly didn't get your credits worth out of them, huh?
3,000
Dagger.
each.
It's quite a bit, but you got to think further than the next two jobs. Smart like that.
Yes.
The next two jobs we get could be 3,000, 4,000, 12. You never know. You don't know what the universe is ever going to bring into you. And you have a... Let's settle down. I feel like we're getting away from the point here. You need compensation for people lost. Which means this might be a stretch. You need some work done.
I can't imagine that you hanging out in this shithole.
What's the cargo?
Cargo?
Yes. The shipment that you need people for.
Pop looks really confused.
She gives you a really strange look and says, "Oh my. Maybe you are worth the credits. And you're working for scraps from the Tease brothers." Interesting. Well, why don't you tell me? How did you know that we...
Hunch. Just a hunch.
The cargo is very interesting, and I have it on good information that this cargo would be quite useful for me and would quite perfectly replace my 2 lost riders. Can you pilot? The 3 of you?
Looking at Nuada, some better than others.
Right. Well, how about this? I'll give you the information to an Imperial shipment that's due to pass over here any day now. You boost the cargo, bring it to me, and I'll return your ship to you, and I'll let you scurry off like the womp rats you are, with all your bits still attached. How does that sound?
That doesn't sound like much of a deal at all. Who says we can't scamper away with all our bits intact right now?
I mean, you're willing to try.
You always gotta try.
Of course, you might end up hurting some of the poor innocent folk of this town who've done so well to keep you hidden from me for a week.
What makes you think that we care about any of the folk here passing through? That's all.
She glances at Rugo and Nuada.
I remain cool.
Very well. I suppose that's a gamble I can live with.
A gamble? It's an
Yes.
odd choice of words.
The gamble on whether you care about any of the useless people here. I certainly don't.
Is she still, does she in this one glance at Liaga? Like she did the first one?
Give me a
Also, to be
perception
clear,
or
she did
or a
threaten to
streetwise
kill
check.
everybody in here in this one as well, right? That was one of the first things she said.
Yeah.
She was like, I'll kill everybody in here. Yeah, okay.
Streetwise or a perception and difficulty. What did I set for you? 3.
Difficulty 3.
While he's setting that up, Brant, can I ask, how hard would it be for me to stealthily point my rifle at them? I need another stealth check, or
Yeah, it's pretty big, right?
it's a Galar.
Yeah.
Just gonna lay this on the bar here and have
Yeah,
some of my
it's-
drink.
It's a bit like, just kind of trying to stealthily point an AR at someone in a small bar. It'll be hard to do. It'll be another stealth check though.
There is a chance.
Before I roll this, I'm gonna, no, I'm not going to. It's fine. Let's go into streetwise. You said 3, right?
Difficulty 3, yeah.
Perfect.
On success, 1 threat. You do see her glancing over at the bar a couple times, but I don't know if you know whether that means she's happy to or bluffing kill everyone, including Laega. You do see her making those glances, just slight tells one way or another.
Okay.
Dax, do you want to make your check?
What do you think the difficulty would be
4.
for a difficulty? I wouldn't risk it.
Okay.
I would. The positioning of the. How many of them are there? There's 2 by the side entrance, and there's 3 with her.
She's got 3 with her, yeah. The heavy, 2 other riders.
And they're by the door.
Yeah, basically there's 4 by the one entrance and 2 by the other entrance.
Okay. Would I be able to? Would I be able to judge how hard it would be to reposition myself? Casually. Would that be harder? You think?
It would be harder than it was the first time, but
Okay.
she doesn't seem to be bothered about anyone else in this place.
I would like to try and exit stealthily.
Oh, you want to leave the whole place?
Yeah.
That'll be really difficult.
Or at least casually, so they just think that I'm a patron trying to exit.
Yeah, but nobody is leaving right now.
Nobody's moving.
They don't.
Yeah.
No one seems to be leaving.
Okay, never mind. I'll
Yeah.
just sit there.
They're in the doorways, like doing the weird locking the doors thing.
Everybody's doing that thing of like, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, and I'm gonna pretend like I'm not involved and I'm staring at my drink.
Right.
There's a rodent in the corner, and he's like pushing on his bladder, but pretending he doesn't really desperately need to pee, and you can see his legs are like caught together. So you're not doing anything. You just
No,
sit.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm just sitting there pretending to nurse a drink.
All right. Hop cracks a smile. I like you. You're fun. Here, please take a seat with us. Let's discuss some business.
She glances at the big dude, and she says,
He can sit too. Is there room?
He looks down at the. He's enormous. He's like Roadhog from that game, but a human.
Overwatch.
Watch. And she just looks him up and down and shakes her head, and you see her kind of sit down. She crosses her legs, leans one arm on the table, and says, "Very well. So, you accept my offer then?"
No, but we're negotiating here.
Are we?
It's polite company to sit across from the table when you're negotiating. You got a job that needs doing, and it's difficult. Otherwise, you wouldn't ask nobodies to do it.
Yes, I suppose difficult is one way to put it. More of a suicide mission that I'm not willing to risk my own skin for.
Sure. Smart.
But you did handle yourselves so very well in that old clunker, you know? I'm sure you'll do just fine.
Yeah. And you know what the difference between that job and this job you're offering right now is?
Hog tease isn't going to kill you and all of your friends if you fuck it up.
Monetary compensation. See, I knew you'd get it.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying full price whatever you would normally, because I agree, we did quite skillfully take down 2 of your best, did you say?
Oh yes, they were very valuable.
Which would make us better. But we're willing to do it for a discount.
Give me a negotiation or a streetwise check, and you got to beat 2 successes and 3 advantages. So no difficulties, just.
Can I flip a light side to get the upgrade?
Yep.
And streetwise.
One success and 1 triumph.
Hello.
Yeah, that's 2 successes, and you know what? I think a triumph is more impressive than 3 advantages. So we're gonna say that you win this one. She says, "Fine. A little compensation then. You'll get your ship. You can have your lives. You'll have the gratitude of everybody in this bar that they'll be able to continue their lives, as pitiful as they are. And I'll give you 1,000 credits per droid delivered."
How many are there in total?
From what
We
I
got books to keep, you understand.
2.
2.
Which means only 2 of you need to actually get to the cargo. That's good odds. One's expendable,
That is.
I'm sure. She glances to Rugo and Nuada.
Well, one's newer than the other to our happy little family here. But they active, the droids?
That's what makes them so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
They are completely inactive and ready to be programmed. And I want to get in there before they program them to kill us, before we can program them to kill them.
Oh, proactive. See, I knew you were intelligent. All right, what kind of droids we looking at?
I'm going to need another check. Give me a... this will be another... I guess it'll be another streetwise check.
Okay.
And you got to beat 3 successes and 1 advantage.
All right, I'm not gonna flip again. Let me just click it again. Oof.
What'd you get?
I got
2 successes
2
and 1
successes
advantage.
and 1 advantage. Yeah.
She says, a new line of security droids that they're working on.
Oh. All right. 1,200 per droid, and everything you mentioned earlier, and you got yourself a deal.
1,200. I suppose we might be able to... Fine.
Hop extends his
1,200.
hand for a handshake.
She stands up.
All right.
Right. How about you meet us on the edge of town in an hour?
All right. You and all your friends here, or just you and maybe the big guy?
How about me, all of my friends, and a few more?
Oh. All right. More
We
than merrier,
will-
I guess.
Bring you to...
I look at Hop to that.
We will bring you to the ships that you'll need to pilot. They're quite functioning.
Are they?
Why don't we just meet you at the shipyard?
Do you think I keep my ships in the shipyard?
You could also just tell
Oh,
us where the
shit.
ships are.
I almost said I know you can be persuasive when you want to be, but that was the other fucking conversation. Okay, okay, then I don't say anything. I just look at Hop. But I definitely look concerned at the idea of willingly weighing, like, purposely putting us in a very outnumbered situation versus right now where we could probably take them.
Have we agreed?
Well, I mean, we don't want to take up any more of your valuable time. How about you just tell us where the ships are and we'll get there? Gear up and we'll get there.
There's a loud and familiar screeching that is heard from outside, although it comes to a relatively quick stop. You hear a moment of silence, and then you recognize the voice of Cyran. Outside, hovering above this bar, is the TIE interceptor that he is in. There is a moment, and then
The whole bar blows up.
the whole bar
Fucking what?
blows up. Rugo. It has been one full week, Rugo. You awaken from the long sleep within the Bacta tank. Circles sprout in your vision as you exit. The liquid falling from your healed body. Echoes of the vivid dreams play and fade as you get out and begin to dress. What do you do?
This is exhausting. Rugo grabs his, and now I know how it feels. Rugo grabs his stuff and he runs downstairs. He doesn't look outside down the spiral staircase, that exposed spiral staircase that looks out in front of the courtyard where he saw everybody before, as he makes his way downstairs and runs right over to the table and says to everybody, still wrapped in a blanket, we have to go. We have to go now, or we have to make a deal soon. There's going to be a person who's going to walk through the door with a swoop gang, and then Siren's going to show up. We need to either leave now, or we need to be a part.
I'm immediately up, and I am grabbing our shit and getting out. I believe
I
him
go out.
instantly.
I go out the back door or whatever, the side entrance.
I'll get the stuff. You head to the shipyard. Rugo, you go with Dax. Hop, you're with me.
We just gotta be here.
Yeah, go.
My things are upstairs.
Yeah. And I run upstairs to get our fucking bullshit, and then I'm gonna climb out a window.
Okay. So you two go upstairs.
Yeah. Assuming people listen to me. Yeah.
And Rugo and
You and
Dax. Okay.
And then we're going. Yeah.
Yep.
Stick with Rugo and Dax. What do you do?
I'll hop and Dax.
Hop it.
Oh, hop and Dax.
No.
She said
Hop and
she was sticking
Nuada
with
and
Rugo.
Dax and
Nuada.
Rugo. That's what I said, though, but I don't know who did what.
I'm leaving out the side door, and I guess I'm chatting with Rugo while we're heading towards the ship.
Yeah,
What-
two
what
swoop
did you-
bikes
what's-
pull up.
What did you see? What did you
As
see?
I'm in, so Nuada, just so I know logistics, Nuada's going upstairs to get our stuff, including my things.
And then I'm
still in the
gonna
towel this
climb
time.
out the window and meet you guys out back, and then we're gonna go to the shipyard.
We're gonna go out the
That's
side.
the plan,
exit.
anyway.
Yep.
Yep.
So that in that case, you start to like, oh, let's go, and then I'm like, no, this way, and I point us towards the side exit, and then we wrap around and sort of wait by the window. But while we're waiting by the window, I will. I'm not sure what's going on, but this is my third time waking up out of the Bacta tank, and there has been
You've been
the
waking
two
up out of
instances.
the Bacta tank every day. What are you talking about?
No. It's just it's the same. It's the same iteration of what happens. I don't know what. You know how Nuada could feel the Force sometimes, like she could see something moments before it happens.
You had a vision.
It's the only thing I could think about.
Two
Only
of
thing
you
I
give
could-
me
I could-
stealth checks at this
Two of
point.
us?
Yeah. Difficulty 2.
I love all of you, and I hate to be this bitch, but I feel like it might be a little bit more difficult for you, Ruby. You're literally naked. Like you're in a towel.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm in a towel.
I'll use my advantages to give him a booster.
Okay. Rugo 3
Nice.
difficulty, but you get a boost.
Which is blue. I'm going to.
Unless that's normal around here, in which case maybe it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, maybe
I don't
everyone.
think so. There's some weird types around, but I don't think this is normal.
Well, that's my force power. Cool. All right, I'm not using any of those. And this is my skill stealth. Reason why I did that is because of my ebb and flow. And there's my stealth.
2 success,
wasn't great.
1 threat. And where are you guys right now? You went out the side door and you're like down the street?
Side door, and then just like we went down the side door and went to go out back to like our hotel window to catch our stuff.
Right.
I would assume.
Yeah, you as you guys are scurrying away, you see the these bikers descend on the front of the cantina. 2 walk in the door you just came out of, 4 move into the front of the bar. takes a moment before they start moving in, and you guys head around the back of the diner. This is 2 buildings. There's the Cantina, one building attached to a second building, which is a diner on the bottom floor, and a couple of levels of motel rooms above it. So your rooms were up on the American first floor, I think. Is that the
Yes.
one?
Yeah, I think so,
It's different every building.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, whichever one is the first
Yeah.
one up. And so you guys all probably left actually the same way, and then 2 of them went upstairs. You 2 went around the back to catch your stuff. And Hop and Nuada, you go rushing up the stairs, run into the rooms, grab all of Rugo's stuff and what you had left, and look out the window, and the 2 of them are down there as you start to toss stuff down to the 2 of them on the ground floor. And then what do you 2 do? Hop and Nuada, you jumping out the window, or are you going back down the stairs?
How far is the drop? Also, we both literally were
story.
like, we gotta go pee. So I don't know where
all
Hop
you
is.
did is go up onto the floor, and then you threw the stuff out the window, and now
And I'm a Jedi. I jump.
we're
I
one
jump out the
floor
window.
up, yeah.
I'm a fucking Jedi. I jump out the window.
It's just a
Yep.
as you land, perfectly fine, because Jedi don't take full damage.
Yep, 'cause we're
Right?
awesome.
And I'm quoting
Yeah.
you.
And I hand you your stuff. You know, I've got your stuff, and then the rest of our stuff's been in a crate. So I've got that, or whatever it is, and yeah, we're going.
Yeah.
What's going on?
There's a swoop gang here that's going to want to try to make a negotiation with us. Either we could take the negotiation for 1,200 credits and try to maybe look at some droids, or maybe we
Okay.
just leave. I think it's better to just leave.
Okay.
Sorry, I interrupt him and say he's had a vision. He's seen all this.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. All right.
I'd say we get in the
Um,
ship and go.
Yeah. Let's go. How did we get here?
Where's
Do we
Hop?
walk or?
You have
Yeah,
to
we have
go.
Hop he also jumped
Oh, right.
down with
Also,
us, but
yeah, I forgot.
Greg went to
you
go
guys,
pee,
you have
so
all your
he's-
stuff, and then you jumped out of the
Yeah,
windows.
it's okay. Yeah.
You guys are around the rear of this building. You pretty much have to walk back around the
Like through them to get to it.
I actually have this open now, PB, but I just didn't see it for this one time. But
Okay.
Now that I have this new setup, I can actually see what you guys are typing, but I didn't see it. You guys start moving around the back of the cantina because you have to kind of head the opposite direction.
Okay.
So I think this will be stealth checks, but because you're already kind of around the back of this place and they're not really looking out of the back, it won't be that difficult. So it's just a 1 difficulty stealth check from each of you.
I would like to go first.
Are we
And
doing
for the
like
record,
a-
every time
Oh,
the
yeah.
back to happens, I'm resetting the dice pool back to 2 and 4. Just
Yeah,
so
which
you're
is
aware.
I
Oh,
noticed
cool.
that when we
Yeah.
started the session. Yeah, it was very cool.
I'd like to use my advantages to help the next person get a boost.
What was the what was our difficulty pool?
1 difficulty stealth check. I'm fishing really only for like critical failures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go next, if that's okay.
Do it.
Because I'm not great at this. What was the difficulty, Brad?
1.
Okay. Nice.
2 successes. Okay.
Yeah. Can I do anything with the 2 successes? Okay, I can't aid anybody else. Okay.
Rugo, 1 success. Hop, 1
Holy
success,
shit.
3 advantages, and a triumph. Hop, you probably find out a route that takes you just away from the main street here, and you're like, hey, I think if we follow this kind of, it's almost like a natural occurring back alley that you're able to follow for a little while and move around, heading up the main street before eventually coming out onto the main street again, much further into town, where this place becomes a bustling spaceport, basically. And I assume that you guys just beeline. As soon as you come out, there are no like swoop bike gang members. There aren't any up at this end of the town. This is like the center of town. The bar's a bit further out, and they're all the way down the street. No way of seeing you, so you're safe. And I'm assuming we just see you guys pile out of an alleyway, single file, run across this street, and into
Rugo's like getting dressed as he's running.
the space.
Yeah, everyone's running, and I'm just like hopping on one foot.
Yeah.
You guys go running into this spaceport, and you actually see your ship, and it's in good repair for the first time. When you see the ship, however, there is a bunch of stuff lined up on the outside of it. The ramp is down on the back of this ship, and you notice that there are just random parts of the ship that have been taken and salvaged. For example, the chassis of an astromech droid is just sitting on the outside, and then you can see that there are random bits of this ship, and it seems like the droids are still working on the ship, but it looks way better than it did before. And I'm sure you guys have been in and checked on it during the week, and you can tell that it has actually been improving. But as you come running into this place, it is very clearly fixed up, and you guys go scurrying in for a moment, and you see Hog Tease, the Gran, who owns this spaceport. He turns and then does like a double take as he sees you all rushing in. He kind of does like, oh, we're not ready for this. And then also there's a secondary look to his face. There's a weird tear to the collar of the shirt that he's wearing, and underneath one of his eyes you can see that he actually has a little bit of a black eye forming. And he says, hey, you have to understand something. They came in here, tore the place up, busted up one of the droids.
Okay. Who is it and where are they? And we don't care. We gotta go.
Oh, I don't know who they were. I ain't got a clue who they actually was, really. They could have been anyone. Eh? Oh.
Did they take anything, or did they just mess it up?
No, they didn't take nothing. What are you talking about? I ain't got nothing to take. Give me a quick...
And which of the three eyes is turning into a black eye?
Leftmost one.
Okay.
So this is insight, isn't it? So you can roll a discipline or a perception check, I guess. We'll go with.
Hold on, let me just see which... Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, that's way better. Okay. Oh, awesome. Oh, wait, I still have my bullshit on.
I'm gonna give you a boost as well, because I think Hop would also be kind of like eyeing him up.
Is there a difficulty? I also should have asked first. I'm sorry. Just trying to not take
the difficulty is 1.
Then that's the roll. It's the same thing.
The drive music.
Fail. It's hard to tell whether he's lying. Really.
Yeah, we're in a rush anyway. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay. But we're all set to go.
Yeah. No. I've got to get. We're applying all the polish to it and that. And I mean, like I said, I don't know what.
Thank you
so much.
we
got to put all. We
really appreciate it. We're going, so you might want to not be standing behind the engine. And then I'll get in the ship.
Well, hold on. We got to get all the droids. Got to get the droids off.
Hark.
Well, you better get them off quick.
Do me a favor.
Because we're going.
What?
You need to talk to your brother, and then you gets in the ship.
My brother, I ain't talking to. All right, hold on. Let me gather up the droids then. All right, boys. Off the ship.
I grab the chassis and I bring it back on because I know that I know Rugo's gonna wanna mess with it. Yeah. Yep. And then load it up, and then I kind of like bang on the thing.
Up the engines.
Yep.
I'm grabbing a handful of things on the way.
We're all in the ship. I close the fucking thing and I'm like, yeah, we're ready to go.
Okay. Give me a Dax, give me a piloting check at difficulty 2.
I think at this point, Rugo is I think you just hear him sort of in the background blabbering, almost like he's second guessing his gut instinct. Sort of like what I do in real life. Where it's like, guys, I'm not really quite sure that this could be really anything. But I assume we're all still going.
Ace pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
It's 2
Hell yeah.
successes and a triumph.
2 successes and a triumph.
There is no
Yeah.
triumph, only duumph.
There is only duumph. Yeah, you guys jump into this thing. You grab all this stuff. There's like a pit droid that goes and runs off the back of the thing, and just as the thing goes and the ship, as you hit all the buttons, you hear like a whirring and a beeping and a She's not starting up.
Oh. What's going on, Dax?
With your triumph,
I don't know. It's not starting.
it is missing something that's causing the firing arc in the ignition to begin.
There
There is a single part that's probably been taken away from the ship that is not allowing it to
carburetor.
start.
Would I know what that part is, or
A little ceramic cup that we need to have for some car.
Yeah, it's a ceramic cup.
Spark plug.
It is basically a spark plug, which in Star Wars would be called a
Fusion core.
fusion core. The
Yep, love
ignition's
it.
fusion core.
Okay.
right? I relay that to the crew.
I'm already opening the back of the door.
Yeah. As
and
you
I'll
open
shout
the
out
back
to
of
him
the
like,
door,
it's not starting. What's going on? Oh, Jesus Christ.
lowering itself down, is a TIE interceptor, and you hear.
Found you.
You see the underside of this interceptor go. There's like a whirring, and a missile is lowered, and then it strikes the back of the ship. Oops. I like that you're getting ready to go into the Bacta.
Oh.
Okay. So.
Oh, shit.
Everyone roll
Oh,
initiatives with vigilance.
I love you so much.
That was amazing. That was so good.
Oh, you motherfucker. All right, what was that? We're getting with vigilance the what?
Initiative vigilance. So you have
Remember to clear your
Nice.
pool before you roll. Clear your pool.
Yep.
Keep pressing like that.
What's the difficulty? Is there one?
Vigilance.
the difficulty.
In our combat tab.
Okay. One bonus die. Okay.
What did he shoot? I wasn't paying attention. I
A
was getting ready.
fucking torpedo and missile
At the building?
at the back of your ship where Nuada was standing.
Oh, cool. I think it's fine.
You are.
I'm just gonna
Our
do
ship has no power, so the guns are not online as well, correct?
The guns are online.
Okay.
The ship doesn't have, it basically doesn't have an ignition. Like you can't
Right.
turn it, won't turn over. You know, there's like an element missing
Mhm.
from that. Why didn't that roll? Hold on.
This episode better be called Back to the Future.
Back to the future.
That's the. Oh no, you fucker.
Why doesn't this work? Hang on, I'll just roll it off of his actual sheet.
Save's coming.
Literally saves coming. I just roll the dice. That's so
F5,
weird
it's
that I
called
did
F5.
that. There we go. Cool.
Of
Goes first. Alright. Okay, the first thing that happens here is that everybody takes
Strain.
you wish.
Critical.
How's it gonna
Critical
start?
injury.
Just got out of the back then. Breaks a rib.
So Nuada, you are the one. You are the one. Yeah. And I am just going to call this. I don't know why this has reset itself, and I hate it. I'm gonna use a dark side point to upgrade this. You guys are silhouette 1, right? So that's a 2
humans, yeah.
difficulty with an upgrade. And I hope this works. Let's see. 1 success. Exactly what I needed to hit you with a fucking missile. Yes.
Is this an NPC?
No.
He's an NPC, right? Or no?
What do you mean an NPC? Yeah.
I have a sense advantage where I can add 2 difficulty die to 1 NPC skill check. But I don't think this is a skill check, and I don't know if he counts as an NPC.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
I think he's
this
like an
isn't a
arch
skill
enemy or
check.
something, or
This
nemesis.
is an attack. A skill check, I think,
Yeah.
is all your skills.
But I think NPC just applies to anybody that you're playing, right? Obviously
Yes,
not now, because this
You
is
just
a
wouldn't
skill
be able
check.
to do it on,
Okay.
on the other
Yeah,
player
yeah.
characters.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
All right. So I need to remind myself of what this thing does because it's horrific.
It's like 30 damage.
This is gonna massively fuck up the back
Yes,
of
we're
the
staying here.
ship here. This is gonna do 6 damage.
To me?
Yep.
So is that translate into wounds?
That translates into wounds.
Isn't it 60 because it's from a ship?
Yeah, I think it's,
wounds?
I think I'm dead, dude.
It does 60 damage. Blast 4, breach 4. Guided, I think, actually means I have an even better roll that I didn't get to do here. That I'll remind myself of in a second.
You're not dead, you take criticals.
And you're not dead. No, you take
Okay.
60 damage, so you go over your wounds.
Yep.
And you're
Power
soak.
word
You can
critical.
only soak 20 of it if you have 20 soak.
I have 3 soak.
Okay.
So I take 57 damage.
So this hits the door comes down, his interceptor lowers, and a missile hits the back of the ship, blowing the door up, and Nuada is flung all the way to the front of the ship, just spinning through the air, strikes the
You
back.
scatter into pieces.
Roll
but
me
don't
on
die.
the crit table. So on your sheet,
Yeah,
Go.
I see it.
you got it. Go to critical
Yep.
injuries, roll critical.
I did. Except for 1 strain. That doesn't
Minor
seem fair.
Nick from your 57 damage.
Out of 100. That's a nice
And
roll.
how
She
far?
ragdolls across, stands up.
How many over your wounds did you go?
Well, my threshold is 12.
Right.
So somebody else do the math for me, please.
45
No.
over.
Okay.
45.
I took
Okay.
57
Roll
damage.
another
Yeah.
crit.
Okay.
Oh no. Now roll another one,
Gotta wait till I get a good one.
and then roll another one. Okay. Incredible.
Nuada's fine, dude. She's gonna walk up
Yeah.
like you just
She's gonna-
I got into
you
a
get
car
s-
crash when I was younger, bro.
what did
I
dude,
flew through the windshield
Bri-
and then I stood up, patted myself
Yeah.
down, and was like, I think I'm fine.
I want you
That's what just
guys
happened.
to remember when you were all so scared about dying, and I was like, you're fine. This is
I
why.
don't know about that.
This
I
is
think I
why.
just got really lucky.
You got lucky as well, but also you have to remember you have to roll like 150 on this thing. It's pretty crazy. But you get fucked up as this
Yeah.
thing spins you out.
I think I'm fine.
Now, blast means that the rest of you also take 4 damage. Which
Take what?
is 4 damage, which is 40.
4D damage. Okay.
So all of you presumably are down unless you have something else that you can do.
I don't even know. Let me check.
I would like to stand guard. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'd like to deflect. No, I will take that damage. So how many of these puppies are we rolling? 3, 4?
I mean, wait. Can we try to reflect?
You can. And I
It's
found
a
out,
melee attack,
thanks
right?
to Debiro the other
No.
day, that you can try and reflect it, but it's a missile. So can you reflect missiles?
Yeah, I don't.
If
Oh,
it's a
actually,
ranged
no.
attack,
You're just taking blast damage. This is
This is
just
blast,
shrapnel
yeah.
and fire.
Okay.
and if I was like, if I had my lightsaber out, then 100% I would.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready for this.
Right, so
How many
I
of these
have
are we gonna power?
38 wounds from 12 threshold. How many critical injuries do I need to roll?
3.
Is it every 10?
That's what I'm doing.
Great.
Great, I'm rolling 3 too.
The homebrew
I'm
roll
doing
before
that.
someone tells me on YouTube.
Yep. You want to roll?
Do them all, yeah, together. So then now,
You mean individually?
Rugo roll 3. Yeah, individually.
Staggered.
You hold on, Ruger. Hold on. You still had your previous critical because you added times 10 on that.
I healed it. Oh, is that? Okay. Yep.
Sorry, I'm
Yep.
I'm
No,
the
you're
worst.
good.
You
No,
can just
you're,
ignore
You're
me.
the worst. No, it's not that. It was me. It's not you. It's me. Okay, now everything's clear. Thank
Heal
you.
them all and re-roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, bleeding
These are
out's
great.
bad.
That did not clear them. You're still.
What did I do last time to fix that?
You should just have a thing that says heal, no?
Yeah, I did. They're healed. They're gone.
Make sure you click out somewhere else on the sheet, maybe. It sometimes does that, right?
What is this one? Still times 10.
That's,
Where did I? Where? Someone else can roll. I'll try to figure this out.
You know what you can do? Roll me 3 D100s.
Sixty-seven. 46
Is
and 25.
average. Scattered senses. 46 is head ringer. And 25 is off balance. Alright. And we'll just remember those. I've got it
I don't
on
even
the
think
list.
I don't think it's
Alright,
gonna matter even if I reflect.
If
'cause it
you
would do-
so yeah,
if I-
you can't reflect this, I don't think, because it's
Yeah, but
blast
even if I
damage.
could, it would save me from 4.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did it for like 4, so it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna do it. All right. I have 40 damage, and my threshold was 12, so that is what 28. I'm not good at math, but it never was. 40. 28. 28 over
28. Okay, roll 2.
2.
Okay. So you all have your criticals, and you're all passed out. The interceptor lowers itself, hovering just outside the back of the flames and the ruin of the broken bits of the door. And from inside, you hear the voice of Siran say,
You can't escape me. I know where you are before you get there. Oh, I hope one of you's still alive so I can pull the information from your head.
the ship begins to lower itself. Ruga. Rugo, you can't wake up. You are stuck in this Bacta tank. No matter what you try and do, no matter how many times you live this day over and over again, every single time this person catches up with you, this leads to the deaths of your friends, leads to your death. What do you think is happening?
I think. Well, I think he thinks he's dying. There is like, he feels like he may be drowning. He can't wake up. He keeps living the same vision over and over. Yeah.
Does Rugo fear death?
What a great question. No. But I also don't think he, I also don't think he expected his death to be in a Bacta tank. So I think he's afraid, I think he fears this death. And I think maybe his subconscious is coming to this decision, and whatever these visions may be, even if these are dreams or visions, but if these are dreams, they're only going to get worse. They seem to get worse because his body trying to wake up, but he can't. So I think if anybody was watching, or if there was an assistant, if there likely isn't one, but if there was, they would see probably his body convulsing, and him physically trying to, like, whatever the equivalent of sleepwalking is in a Bacta tank would be, as he tries to struggle to wake up, to get out of this cycle, this loop.
Make me a discipline check at difficulty 5.
I would love to. Difficulty 5, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm definitely using a force die to give me an upgrade. I'm going to heal these wounds, these crits, if I could.
Yeah. You don't have them.
Because they may affect my roll.
One failure.
One failure.
There is something that extends itself to you, that is something that you can sense is able to get you out of here. It is reaching out for you, and you're reaching for it, but you can't quite grab it. What do you think it is?
I'm reaching toward it.
Yes.
It is reaching towards me, and I don't have any ill feelings towards it, right?
No.
It's just a desperate thing. What do I think it is? I would, as cheesy as it sounds, but I think Rugo believes it. It's the Force. He feels that entity, whatever it may be. Hard to make out what it is, but he can feel it, and he's reaching for it. I think in his mind, he is opening up his mind towards it and towards the Force to wake him up out of here. How that manifests in this vision in his dream is probably a bright light, a lot of armored Jedi from the ages that he has read about from the archives, probably reaching through this vision a light of spires of light behind them as a like a lens flare behind these silhouettes of these armored Jedi reaching out and trying to pull Rugo to his feet and to this reality. But that vision is only a blurred vision as it's still being overtaken by and upstaged by these nightmares or these backdemares that keep happening while he is under these effects. But there's like this distortive, almost like when you drive out of range of a radio station and another one starts to come in. I feel like that is what's happening right now, whereas that equivalent in a dream state where one is trying to interact and trying to upstage the other, and there's this battle, but Rugo is focused on that second impending vision, that one of light and life, and that could even be what he is thinking. If you are to be in the back of the tank with him and to hear what he is saying, you hear blub, blub, but it would be probably of light and life is what he is trying to say, but he can't, of course, because of the mask. But there is that moaning, groaning bubble underneath, whereas just his physical form is trying to say and murmur and mutter of light and life, of light and life. And I think that's his, and in his dream, he is chanting that, trying to wade through the, and like tread the waters of his dream and trying to at least paddle toward this better vision.
Yeah.
But it's exhausting.
Well,
I can only tread water for so long.
it has been one full week, Rugo, and you awaken from the long sleep within the Bacta tank.